Top bosses of CBI Rakesh Asthana and Alok Verma have been sent on leave in the midst of an internal rift over bribery allegations. Nageshwar Rao, Joint Director of CBI, will now be taking over the CBI. So that's the latest that we're tracking on the CBI internal rift. Let me go across to Meenakshi joining me on the phone line. So Meenakshi, here's what we have. We've just broken this information about the two top bosses being asked to go on leave. Prior to that, we had also shared with our viewers the fact that the PMO had summoned both these top officers. Give us a sense of the latest decisions that have been taken in this regard.
There are dramatic coming in as we speak a short while earlier. The news first trickling in at around in the morning, and indeed Nageshwar Rao, who thus far has been in the agency but has he has assumed charge early morning, and this is an indication that the government, especially the top echelons of the government, especially the PMO, because remember, CBI as the agency, all officers as the officers of the agency, they are directly under the monitoring and supervision of the PMO, and clearly the collision cause that both CBI number 1 and CBI number 2 had undertaken is something which has brought about a great amount of damaging to the reputation of the, and it could not have gone on without anything correct or any corrective measure be done, and therefore these dramatic developments, when this particular circular or rather order was brought out in the morning today, the appointments committee of the cabinet has approved that during the period of the subsistence of the aforesaid interim measure. This is obviously something which the government for now is calling as an interim measure, but it is true that this particular gentleman, Nageshwar Rao, who is also IPS officer and is working as a joint director CBI, has taken charge.
Right. The other interesting development, Meenakshi, is that the Delhi High Court has refused to quash the FIR filed against Rakesh Asthana and others. So the probe will continue, and there is status quo that will be maintained. So CBI continues to investigate against the number 2 of Rakesh Asthana, the erstwhile number 2.
Well, that's hugely interesting, Afrida. Of course, yesterday, if Rakesh Asthana was hoping for some immediate release, that certainly has not come by. And a matter is very much pending with the Honorable Delhi High Court. And yesterday, we had seen a fervent pitch by Director CBI, who has also erstwhile Director CBI, Alok Verma, who had justified his position before the High Court, saying that there are great charges of bribery and corruption which are made out against Rakesh Asthana, and therefore in a prevention of corruption case, prior sanction for prosecution of a serving officer is not required. So immediate relief had not come by, but High Court had ordered for status quo and all electronic evidences to be also safeguarded by Rakesh Asthana. So dramatic developments, and again another dramatic development early morning. Clearly, the PMO, the government, realizing that the damage that has been caused as a result of this complete collision course between Verma and Asthana is something that the agency could not sustain any longer.
Yes. So, Meenakshi, before I let you go, essentially this means that there is a major churning now. The top brass of the CBI is removed. A new person is going to take over. So that, of course, would lead us to other questions about how this will affect the functioning, especially the probe into certain important scams. I'm afraid I've run out of time. Meenakshi, thanks for joining us.